Oh, this one's of a skull. It's the side of a skull.
Behind a massive chipped away broken brick wall and a tall rusted wrought iron gate sits an old abandoned insane asylum that hides a shameful and regrettable past. In today's video, we will take you all the way across the pond to Italy as we venture inside the walls of this historic 19th century hospital to tell you about the awful conditions that the patients experienced and to show you what is still left behind and what the place looks like after shutting down some 40 years ago.
Hey, what's up guys? Fran and Rebecca and Corey here from Abandoned Central. We've been on the road for about 7 or 8 days. 9. This is day 9. We were in Iceland for 5 days and we came to Italy. It is 7 in the morning right now. We just got into this asylum. Me and Corey came here about 1 in the morning last night and walked around this humongous property until we could find a way in. But we found a way in and we got in here pre-dawn, and now we're gonna go check this place out. Look how incredible the architecture is at this hospital in the hallways. Every single hallway looks like this, but has some type of different design or different color.
The insane asylum was established back in 1872 on the edge of a small rural Italian village. The hospital's primary purpose was to provide care and treatment for patients suffering from a vast array of different mental health conditions, from paranoid schizophrenia to pedophilia and everything in between.
As you can see, there's a huge hole in the floor in this room. It's pretty crazy that this bed hasn't fell through the floor yet.
Over the years, the hospital was a success and underwent a series of changes, including the new addition of facilities and the adaptation of what was considered innovative treatment methods. Unfortunately, in the end, these same innovative treatment methods were one of the main reasons why the hospital would eventually close down. Most of the insane asylum buildings were built in the hospital's heyday throughout the early 1920s, as it now had expanded to hold almost 1,500 patients. Also at this time, the hospital campus had built more structures and was now approximately 20 buildings within several acres of rolling hills and land. At that time, the hospital was considered state-of-the-art and was one of the largest institutions of its kind in the entire country. The hospital was equipped with all the necessary facilities and staff to provide care for the most severe of mental health patients. However, everything would eventually change when it soon became plagued by numerous issues such as overcrowding, lack of funding, and the mistreatment of the patients.
I've seen shots of that.
Get on it. Yeah. Station on it. Get out of my face, I'm so tired.
Over the years, the insane asylum became increasingly difficult to provide quality care for patients due to this huge financial deficit, its lack of funding, and unavailable resources. One particularly dark chapter in the hospital's history is its association with the Eugenics movement in Italy. Eugenics was a pseudo-scientific ideology that aimed to improve the human race by promoting the reproduction of desirable traits while preventing the breeding of undesirable traits. At the hospital, eugenics was used to justify forced sterilization of patients, as well as euthanasia in many cases.
You look great.
You look great.
How's my hair?
Fantastic. Never better.
Which way?
Oh.
Let's go this way.
Jeez.
Imagine coming running. I got it. I got it, guys. How heavy is it? No? Does it work?
Alright, so it looks like there's actually a fire that happened in this room. And I just started to walk in there and the floor was really soft, so I'm gonna stay out of that room.
There were also many documented cases of extreme isolation, ice therapy, electroconvulsive therapy, restraint treatment, lobotomies, and other experimental operations on the human brain. These were just some of the many inhumane forms of treatment that took place at the asylum over the years.
These hallways are amazing. These ceilings. Beautiful.
One of the most heartbreaking facts to come from these inhumane practices was that the majority of the cases, there was no consent given by the patients themselves. As the hospital became notorious for the barbaric treatment of their patients, obviously the number of patients continued to decline.
We're on the second floor right now, and this place is 3 floors, and it makes a huge square around this courtyard. And there's actually another same identical setup right next to this, so it makes it have 2 courtyards. It's got some blueberries growing in the window.
In the 1970s, after officials got word of the awful conditions and treatment inside the facility, the hospital began to be phased out as the Italian authorities tried to save face and shift towards a more community-based approach to the mental health care.
Oh, that's probably that medical room. We've been looking for this thing for like 2 hours. Oh, wow. Oh, look how old that x-ray machine is. Definitely never seen one this old.
Radiation, probably
Yes,
not very
yes,
good.
it's just made out of wood.
Yeah, there's no radiation being deterred anywhere. Got more x-rays here. And this one's of a spine. Wonder. Oh, this one's of a skull. It's the side of a skull. It's pretty cool.
Damn, finally found it.
The famous dead.
Additionally, the modern advancement in both technology and medication allowed many of the patients to now seek treatment on an outpatient level as opposed to the old inpatient treatment. The last patient left the insane asylum and was permanently closed in 1981. The once bustling insane asylum was now left to rot away for all the years to come. As of 2023, some parts of the hospital campus have been repurposed for other uses, but most of the main buildings are decaying and in a serious state of neglect. Its legacy lives on as a cautionary tale about the past dangers of institutionalization and pseudoscientific ideologies within a hospital setting. While the hospital has now been closed for many years, its buildings and facilities still hold a lot of historical and cultural significance, especially for the Italian people. As such, efforts should be made to preserve the buildings and facilities for future generations to appreciate and also learn from so that we don't have a repeat of the past.
Dentist chair. Excuse me.
Somebody could let me know what that is. Leave me a comment and tell me what this is. I guarantee it's probably something I should probably put down right now in case it breaks.
So you can see, like in here, see how they got like wood lath strips up there, and they got it curved, and then all of these pipes are holding it up to support the building from falling.
Nobody even took a shot of this. I wonder what it is. It's a recorder. Jesus, look how big of a recorder. I wonder what's in the. Did Damien say anything else in the other buildings?
He didn't answer me yet.
Do you think these ones were used for like sitting rooms? I guess kind of like real rooms, right?
That's pretty nuts.
You think it fell on its own?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it
Oh, that's scary. I felt like Armageddon was happening. Some of this hospital is collapsing. I'm pretty sure this is new construction. And they're trying to salvage these archways. But I'm wondering, a lot of this place is kind of run down, but I'm wondering why they chose this particular area and not like over there or anything like that. So there's a bunch of them. There's more over here too. I guess these are just the more serious areas. This is just one of two courtyards that are in this particular building. If you go, I think if you go back that way, in one of those windows, there's like 7 or 8 other buildings and another humongous courtyard that we haven't tried. I'm not sure if our friends have told us yet if there's anything in there. We're still kind of waiting to hear back, but this place, I mean, this building alone has a lot. It has all these really gaudy hallways. It's got these really cool fountains in the courtyard. The rooms, they don't have much stuff in them, but the ones that do have like medical lights or a bed, and then there's doctor's beds on the 3rd floor. So this building just in itself is worth the explore for sure. Plus we're in Italy, you can't get anything better than that. We thought it was just this building at first, and then we realized out here there are like 6, 7 more buildings. We started to walk down along, like right around there somewhere. In a car, I guess the caretaker that lives on the property came out and he drove his car out of the property, so we haven't really been told about anything else in the other buildings, so we're going to take some videos of this one and show you how amazing Italy's hospitals are. Bye! It was nice to see you. We'll be back. Go.
look at the architecture in this lobby. It's pretty dark in here, but I shot a couple photos with a long exposure that I think came out pretty good. So when I came here a few years ago with Becca and Corey, we didn't know there was a morgue here. And then I came back about 2 years later with my friends from Germany, and we looked all over for hours until we found a morgue. And now I'm back for a third time. We almost missed it again because it's pretty hard to find, but right when we were about to give up, we actually found it. And the first time I was here, there was a bunch of sheep in here. That's why they have all this hay or straw down, because they let sheep roam free on the property.
And unfortunately, friends, that's going to wrap it up for today's video on the abandoned Italian insane asylum. This hospital is a very popular location amongst the urban exploring community, so we hope that you really enjoyed the video. For more photos from this abandoned Italian insane asylum and our other locations, check out the website at abandonedcentral.com. And please subscribe to Abandoned Central on YouTube so that you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. One more thing, if you want to help us support us in creating these videos, please donate by clicking the Super Thanks link next to the download icon. Thank you all for the continued support.